get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I think you know what are the topics we have covered in the last videos, right? So I think we have covered the growth and decay of current in RL circuits, and similarly we have discussed the growth of charge in RC circuit also, right? Okay, now in this video let us discuss the decay of charge in the same RC series circuit. Okay, so let us try to understand what is the circuit diagram required for this. Okay, so as I told, so we have a resistor and a capacitor connected in series. Okay, you can see in the diagram. So there is a capacitor and there is a resistor connected in series, isn't it? And it is this combination of RC is connected across a DC battery. Okay, so now in order to charge and discharge the capacitor, so we have a two-way switch. Okay, you can say two-way key or two-way switch is connected in the circuit. So we can understand how it works here. So whenever the switch is connected to position 1, okay, you can look at here, when the switch is connected to position 1, there is a flow of current in the combination of R and C. Okay, that means there is a charging current passing through the primary part of the circuit. Initially you have to understand that the capacitor consisting of 0 number of charges in it. As the current passes through the primary circuit, so during the position 1 in the key, okay, the capacitor starts charging continuously. Okay, now you have to wait for some time till the capacitor charges completely to maximum. So that maximum charge in the capacitor is considered as Q0, isn't it? Q0. So once it attains the maximum charge in the capacitor to its capacity, okay, capacitor will have certain capacity. So up to that only we can charge the capacitor. So once you reach the capacity of the capacitor, okay, so what is the potential drop across the capacitor we can expect? So that is equivalent to the supply EMF E, isn't it? So till the complete charge takes place, you have to wait. Okay, then you have to remove the connection from 1, okay, throw the position to 2. Okay, in the switch you have to throw the position to 2. Then automatically the secondary part of the circuit is closed. So the secondary circuit is closed, so capacitor starts discharging. Okay, you have to understand that the fully charged capacitor is losing its charges. Across the resistor, we can expect that dropping of the voltage. Okay, through the resistor R, the capacitor starts discharging when the key is kept to the position 2. Okay, so that is the working condition of the circuit here. Okay, that is what I have written here. Just go through this. So consider a RC series circuit connected to a DC battery through a two-way switch. Okay, two-way switch as shown in the figure. Now switch the position 1 is used to charge the capacitor. Okay, after the capacitor is fully charged, the switch is thrown to position 2. Okay, that is for what? That is to discharge the capacitor through the resistor R. Clear? Okay, now we have to consider what is the charge in the capacitor. So you have to consider that position 2 after completely charged as your initial point, because you are discussing the decay part here from the maximum charge, how the charge is decreasing with respect to time. So at the initial position means at time t equal to 0, assume that Q is equal to Q0 in the capacitor, and that is the maximum value. Okay, now let the charge on the capacitor be Q after time t. Okay, that means you are observing the decreasing of the charge in the transient period, correct? So the transient period. So during the transient period itself, at any particular instant of time t, what is the charge in the capacitor? That is Q. Okay, you have to consider the capacitor charge is Q after certain time t during the transient period itself. Okay, now you can apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL, because there is a voltage drop takes place from the two components here. So across the capacitor C at a given instant of time, what is the PD? So it is the ratio of Q by C. Okay, PD is the ratio of charge present in the capacitor compared to its capacity, that is C. Okay, Q by C, plus according to Ohm's law, across the resistor R, what is the PD? So PD is equal to IR. Okay, product of current and resistance. So that is equal to 0 here. Why it is equal to 0? Because in the secondary part of circuit there is no EMF present. Okay, there is no battery present in the circuit, and hence you have to consider it as equal to 0. Okay, so now just write down up to this equation 1, then I will tell you how to simplify the equation to get the rate of change of charge with respect to time in the circuit. Okay. Okay, look at the equation 1 once again. So I is actually here discharging current, isn't it? So equation for discharging current is given by I is equal to dq by dt. So it consider the current as now discharging current. So and hence I is equal to dq by dt. Okay, if you substitute I is equal to dq by dt, you will get q by c plus substitute the value of I here in the place of I. So dq by dt into r is equal to 0. Okay. So next step is the simplification, mathematical simplification. So take all the charge terms at one side, that is dq by q is equal to, you will get minus dt by rc. Okay. The above equation is simplified so that all charge terms are at one side and time terms are at other side. Okay. So that you can integrate easily on both sides. Okay. So once you integrate it from for the charge q at left hand side with respect to time at the right hand side, you will get integration of 1 by q is equal to log q with base e, and it is equal to rc is constant, so that you can write integration of only dt. Integration of dt is how much? Only t, isn't it? Therefore minus t by rc plus k. So what is that k? K is the constant of integration. Okay. So you have to find even the value of constant of integration also. How do you find that? As usual, by applying the initial conditions, you can find the value of k. Okay. So at time t equal to 0 is the initial condition, right? So at time t equal to 0, the charge on the capacitor is q naught. Okay. Substitute that in the equation 2 now. You will get log q naught. Okay. In place of q, substitute q naught is equal to, so t goes here. So that means this term is 0 now. Therefore log q naught is equal to k. So with base e again. So therefore k can be considered as now log q naught with base e. Okay. Substitute now equation 3 in equation 2 back again. So that you will get an equation like log q with base e is equal to minus t by rc plus log q naught with base e again. Okay. So what is further simplification by this equation? Okay. Look at here. See, log q minus log q naught. You take all log terms at one side, so that you can apply the identity log a minus log b. So that is equal to what? So minus t by rc. Okay. So after applying the identity log a minus log b, you will get log e into q by q naught. Okay. With respect to identity log a minus log b. So that is equal to log a by log b. Correct. So log of q by q naught is equal to minus t by rc you will get. So now you have to eliminate log term, isn't it? How do you eliminate the logarithmic term? So if you take the logarithmic term in the right hand side, the entire term minus t by rc will become the exponential term. Correct? So therefore you can write now q by q naught is equal to e to the power of minus t by rc. Okay. So next step is just by cross multiplication, q is equal to q naught into e to the power of minus t by rc. So this equation 4 is the expression for how the charge varies in the capacitor with respect to time t in the transient period. Okay. Now using this equation 4, we can estimate how the potential drop takes place across the charge, and as well as how the potential drop takes place across the resistor, and how the current also varies with respect to time. Okay. And even we can discuss the time constant also. Okay. Let us see now how to proceed from this equation 4. Now in equation 4, look at the time constant. So the parameter time constant is now taken as t equal to rc in the RC circuit, right? So if time t equal to rc, that is called time constant. At the time constant, what is the charge in the capacitor? So to proceed that, you just substitute the value of t is equal to now rc. Okay, that means time constant substituted here. So you can cancel just rc in the exponential term, so that you will get q naught into e to the power of minus 1, right? So 1 by e. So exponential value is substituted, and reciprocal of the exponential will give you 0.368 is the fractional term. Okay. So q is equal to 0.368 times of q naught, or we can say 36.8. If you multiply 100 by 100, 36.8% of q naught. Q naught is the maximum charge in the capacitor. So that we can see how the exponentially the charge is actually decreasing with respect to time because of negative exponential term here, and in that the time taken to reach 36.8% of maximum value is the time constant here. Okay, you can see all these things in the graph. And also you look at here, the PD across the capacitor, the potential drop across the capacitor is given by Vc is equal to Q by C and Q naught by C. So you can just substitute the value of Q from equation 4 here again, that is Q naught into e to the power of minus T by RC. Okay, so in this equation Q naught is the maximum charge with respect to its capacity. If you take Q naught by C, then that is equal to the supply EMF itself, that is E. Okay, so voltage across the capacitor is now E into e to the power of minus T by RC when it is completely charged, maximum charge. And then the discharging current also can be calculated from the same equation 4, because we have the equation for discharging current through the circuit is I is equal to rate of change of charge as dq by dt. Substitute Q as, okay, Q naught into e to the power of minus T by RC you will get, okay, that is equal to, so you can differentiate the equation now as, so this Q naught by RC is equal to what? I naught, the maximum charge gives maximum current. So e to the power of minus T by RC is the equation 6 for the current here. So actually as the charge decreases, the current increases. Okay, that increasing current, exponential increasing current is given by this equation. Okay, now let me see if you plot the graph of Q with respect to time t, and as well as how the voltage variation takes with respect to time t in terms of graph. Okay, now if you look at the graphs, you will understand how the decay takes place in the RC circuit. Decay means again you can consider the decay of charge and decay of voltage also. Okay, in the first graph is the decay of charge. See, initially we have maximum charge in the capacitor after charging the capacitor completely. Then with respect to time t, it is decreasing, exponentially decreasing with respect to the derived equation, isn't it? So experimental observation also confirms that how the decreasing of the charge takes place in the transient period. Okay, so in that again if you consider the time, particularly the time constant t equal to RC value, okay, tau is equal to RC, you will see that the decreasing is only up to 0.368 times of its maximum value, decreases to 36.8% of the maximum Q naught. Clear? At the time constant tau is equal to RC. Similarly, so decay of voltage in capacitor also. So initially when the charge is completely consisting of maximum number of charges Q naught, what is the voltage drop across the capacitor Vc? That is equal to supply voltage E itself. Okay, E is equal to Vc. So therefore you can observe that from the value of Vc it is decreasing, the voltage drop decreases across the capacitor exponentially again. So now at the time constant you can see that it is decreasing to 36.8% of the maximum voltage across the capacitor Vc. Okay, so we can understand that now from this graph the decay is also exponential in case of RC series circuit. Either you can consider charge or voltage, both are decreasing exponentially. Okay, and you can define the time constant as the time taken to decrease the charge from maximum to 36.8% of the Q naught. That is the time constant in RC circuit. Okay, so that is all about the decay of charge in the RC circuit. Okay, so I will see you in the next video with RLC. That means all the components are there, inductor, resistor and capacitor are present in the circuit. Then how the decay takes place in the RLC circuit. Okay, see you in the next video then.